We are live. It is week 6, game number 8 of the 2021
NFL season. North Carolina.
It is featuring the Chicago Bears going up against the Carolina Panthers. We are in Carolina. We're going to let this go and see where we're on after the game.
We'll see Teddy Bridgewater and the Carolina Panthers taking on Nick Foles and the Chicago Bears. And we welcome all of our viewers inside a place that the folks around here like to call the Vault, and that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Just a few moments ago, this building was shaking as the Carolina Panthers emerged from the tunnel here in Charlotte. They are ready to go as the Panthers are set to match up with the Chicago Bears. "22 men ready to do battle. It's time to dance." And off we go from Uptown Charlotte. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now leading out the Panthers offense, a new man in charge for 2020, a member of the Saints the last couple of years. It's Teddy Bridgewater.
What an audition last year for Teddy Bridgewater in New Orleans. Not one that he expected to have happen with the injury to Drew Brees. But he stepped into the breach, and the Saints went 5-0 in his starts. And he showed the rest of the league he was ready to be a starting quarterback again. Now he gets his opportunity with a brand new head coach, a brand new organization in Carolina.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Short throw to the tight end Thomas, and he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A good safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now a dump off here complete. Well, he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down. And that's exactly what he did.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Bridgewater throwing complete here to Moore. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 14 yards, good for a Panther 1st down.
Oh, that's a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. A nice play design there with a touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Here's 2nd and 10. Bridgewater again. They'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. The catch and run good for 18 and a 1st down.
Okay, I'm not so great at math. I just looked over at our statistician Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
Well, this is where you got to make a decision as a defensive coordinator. Do you really get after the quarterback, or maybe you tighten down on the receivers, bump them off of their routes, chip away at their timing, so things aren't as precise as they've been so far in this game?
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Bridgewater. This will be caught just inside the 10. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That play gets him 6 yards and sets them up with a 1st and goal. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
They'll try to run to McCaffrey. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. The Georgia man, Roquan Smith, came in and got it.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Here's Bridgewater. Eluding the pressure right. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Panthers take it right down and score the opening drive. You gotta love that. 9-play drive results in 6 points.
That means they're doing the dictating. That means they've described how the game's going to go. They're playing at their tempo, at their pace. From the other side of the ball, if you're playing defense, defense is not methodical. They've got to go in there and shake things up and create a little havoc.
Extra point attempt to come here. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And in the end, the finishing touch, an 11-yard run. Joey slide out, a kickoff back to the touchdown. Taken about 7 yards deep, and Patterson will not return it. It comes out to the 25. You see Nick Foles coming out, the MVP of Super Bowl 52, as he will be the one to lead this Bears offense.
The word contribution gets thrown out all the time around the league, and the Chicago Bears decided that their young quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, he needed some competition himself. They thought he would have entrenched himself as a starter by now. But because he hasn't, they brought in Nick Foles to give him that competition. Foles has a relationship with members of the coaching staff. Won a Super Bowl as a starter with Philadelphia. They know what he's capable of. This competition is going to be fun.
Foles going to lead the Bears to the line. 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or take us ahead and try to keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up. This size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
$13 yards remaining on second down. Foles. They'll find Miller. That's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. Here's Foles. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Here's David Montgomery, second-year man from Iowa State. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they're dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? If you say bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
On second and 11 now. Foles. He completes this into the hands of Miller. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. That's all good for only a couple. It brings up third down. Now Foles. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Cornelder. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together, but I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Bridgewater going to give this to McCaffrey. Roquan Smith, the Bears' leading tackler last season, makes the stop.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game. Trying to establish an inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
On second down, McCaffrey, and he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. Third and short yardage, Bridgewater. Open man is Anderson. And we'll take it across for Panthers touchdown. Robbie Anderson, 28 yards. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. When they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. Sly on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown. On the return, here's a dangerous Cordero Patterson. And able to get this out to the 25. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Patterson on the draw play. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, it's Patterson, complete. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. Now one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down, they just said, we got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff. They just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep, the dangerous Pharaoh Cooper. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes one extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They start on the ground with McCaffrey, and he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of the first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. That's good for a Carolina first. Bridgewater to Moore.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. That's going to be caught by Samuel. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Second and 7 from the 20. To throw, Bridgewater. Open man is Samuel, complete. He's brought down after a very nice game. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on him, not just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Bridgewater now from the 50. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And again, it's Bridgewater. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 33. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And I mean, it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were running some more plays to get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong for a punting play.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a strong first half from our quarterback. His guys have a 2-touchdown lead as we hand it back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here. They felt they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Caught out left side by Robinson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
To win any route, you got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
They look to throw now on first down. Miller on the catch over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Foles on the give to Montgomery. And this time they were ready for him as they stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
I would think as a play call, you want to look for some quick hitters to your tight end. Any type of a route to replace what that linebacker was. Because when you saw the speed with which he reacted and stopped that play, maybe use that speed against him in the future.
Here's Foles throwing complete to Miller. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective. They able to stop him before he get a good old scheme going.
Oh, this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Justin Burris. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try to hold that score at least where it is.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can get a little bit closer this time. Yeah, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the 38, Bridgewater. They almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in the second half. Instead, it's third down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in against
on third down, Bridgewater. And he finds him again. It's McCaffrey. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 19 down to the 18. It's a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit, because they nearly got to him there. It would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Second and 10 now, third quarter from Charlotte. They'll throw again, Bridgewater. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. That's Samuel caught offside. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. From 19 yards away. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
Parker, they had a good lead as they went into half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes. And while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Now Joey Slye for the point after. And it is now 21-0. So the drive there took 6 plays. And Carolina scores to cap it off. Joey slide out, a kickoff after the touchdown. Now it's Patterson. And it's a pretty good return here, so get this up to the 29. The Chicago offense set to get started. Now, there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception, but they put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, it does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you get it done.
And Foles and the Bears now with a 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. And he'll drop here to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Derek Brown, the big rookie in there, to drop him for the loss.
The beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big. But sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
What's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz. And even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. A play fake to Montgomery, now Foles. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
To go for any offense versus zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores, down situation there. It's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. Tackle made there by Bilal Nichols.
Well, they're hoping the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world up to the challenge.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one. It might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward to get what he can.
Here's the Panthers punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Foles going to lead the Bears to the line, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Miller. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
To throw again on 2nd down. Foles. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Yetur Gross-Matos just creating a disaster there for the offense as that one goes 16 yards in the wrong direction.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. And they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Not easy for Nick Foles and the Bears now. 3rd and long after the sack. Foles. Over the middle, complete. It's Robinson. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
This is what Green remembers. When I see 5 wide receivers up the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expect it and got there and popped it free.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. There's Foles. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackle. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Foles. And he's got Miller. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder if plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do anyway. Now on first down, he'll drop the thrower. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. So the Bears with football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Throwing again on second down. Foles. And they'll find Miller. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 33. 11 yards there. First down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Foles with a throw caught by Patterson. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam coming out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. On play action, they'll throw. Going for it all. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Trey Boston. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They'll try and burn some clock now with McCaffrey. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
From the 22, here's second and 8. Here's McCaffrey. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. It'll be a gain of 5, but still up 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's third down. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
But they absolutely pinched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gunn. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Panthers are winners here as we say so long from Charlotte.
For the Panthers are winners 21-0 over the Chicago Bears. Bet the stream, and I'll be back tomorrow with our live stream. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.